Before we start talking about the research infrastructure itself and training and education, etc., I would like to know a little bit about you and your educational background.
I study Agriculture University at the Czech Republic, but I study Faculty of Informatics there, and actually my field now is informatics. So, but no, it's not exact true. I studied Faculty of Economics, and there was field of informatics at that faculty. So sorry, forgot it because it's a lot of years already. But it's like that. And then I started to work after my university degree at the library of the Czech Academy of Sciences. I'm there already for more than 20 years, and I started in IT department. And this is my connection to information systems and databases and development of some software tools. And also this was my way to digital humanities. At the moment, I am Deputy Director for Research and Development at the Czech Academy of Sciences Library. So it means I'm responsible for many activities concerning research projects and also some IT and digitization activities.
And when you studied informatics, did you ever think you would end up with a job that you have today, or how did the trajectory? Were you surprised to discover library science and digital humanities and things like that?
I have to say it was some accident that I started and also finished in a library, and it's still my first job to work in library. But in that time, it was in 1996, 1997, library started with internet, with digitizing, with all this technical stuff, and it was quite interesting work to start with. And after a few years, I found out that this is really interesting work, and also that there is a lot of possibility to have some interesting projects, new projects. So that's why I just ended in the library.
Do you find it easy to work with humanists? Do you speak the same language?
Well, there is a lot of librarians which they have humanist education. I have IT education or technical education, so I'm probably speaking sometimes a bit differently than really humanist researchers. For me, it's quite interesting to talk with them because the way of thinking is sometimes a bit different, maybe sometimes not so. There is maybe sometimes not so straight approach. On the other hand, it's much more colorful, let's say, this discussion.
We would like to find out a little more about the educational scene when it comes to digital humanities in the so-called accession countries for DARIAH. So can you tell us a little bit about or give us a sense of what kind of educational offerings there are in the Czech Republic?
Mm-hmm. I think maybe it would be good to start with how Library of the Czech Academy of Sciences started with digital humanities. Because it was that way that we were running some digital libraries, some repositories, and we found out that this is new area which could be interesting for us, and that we could be interesting for this area. So we started to communicate with colleagues from some institutes of the Academy of Sciences, from field of humanities and social sciences, and we started to prepare some projects concerning our cooperation, and also we started to talk with colleagues from some other Czech libraries, and also we were starting to watch this digital humanities field or movement in Europe and internationally. And we found out that this is something, and it was, let's say, 4 years ago, where we are not active yet, or we were not active yet, and that we should be probably, because it's quite an interesting area where to start. But I have to say, in that time in Czech Republic, it was very hard to find someone who is really working on this. In that time, when you were talking about digital humanities, mostly were people thinking these are just some databases and digital libraries, and it was not too much about digital humanities research. I think slowly people are learning that to be digital humanities researcher, it's not just to run some database, but to do some research on it. And I think this is probably connected to education, because at the moment still at Czech Republic we don't have any or almost any really digital humanities program on some university. There is a lot of connected to, let's say, linguistic and data mining and stuff like this, but nothing is named as digital humanities.
Yes, I understand, and it's actually, I don't think that's unique only for the Czech Republic, because it's simply the nature of digital humanities that it's a very broad and interdisciplinary field, that some people actually do kind of work that is related or use digital tools, but don't necessarily identify with the term itself, digital humanities. So as you said, examples linguistics, or a lot of it is computational these days, but they don't necessarily call themselves digital humanists.
In Czech Republic, this movement started to be more active, let's say 2-3 years ago. At the moment we have Association for Digital Humanities, Czech Association for Digital Humanities, connected to European Association, and people are starting to be more active because they are more aware of this, and also at universities like Charles University, which is biggest university in Czech Republic, and Masaryk University, I think they are very seriously considering to have some program concerning digital humanities. Also, I have information from West Bohemia University that in 2018-19 there will be also a program connected to digital humanities. So we can say now we are in starting process of having also some programs on digital humanities at Czech universities.
What do you think, what are some of the specific skills that you believe to be essential for doing research in digital humanities and for using DARIAH?
From my point of view, but as I see it, to be digital humanist researcher, it's necessary to be also partly technically very good equipped. It's not possible to do it without knowledge of technology. I think that humanist researcher doesn't necessarily have to be programmer, but he or she must very good know what she wants to do with data and explain it to programmer, and then it's possible to have some result from that.
Do you think that learning how to speak or to formalize requests and how to talk to computational people is something that Czech students will learn at the university, or is this something that will be kind of learning on the job once they start working on projects?
I think this is starting at the moment, and some students already are good in that. I know some colleagues from, some students from Masaryk University, which were on Digital Humanities Conference in Montreal last year, and they have a nice presentation about their projects, really research, digital humanities research projects. So it's visible that there must be some good education in that sense, even when we don't have some digital humanities programs. And I think what is necessary that students must understand what are some standards like TEI and so on, to be able to work with this. And of course, if they are not programmers or they are not able to program, they must know really this kind of standards to work with data.
And what are currently Czech plans regarding membership in DARIAH?
Well, we are partner of DESIR project, and as accession country in DESIR project, we are working on this process. I think that we are quite lucky because we have already formed consortium in Czech Republic. We already have a proposal to be on the national roadmap of research infrastructures, and we get to through 2 rounds, and we were successful in this evaluation. So in 2018 we are expecting that we should be on the Czech roadmap.